You can't tell me what to use in sorties. I'm too cool to run primary weapons. Or sentinel weapons. If any of these statements sound like you, then you've come to the right place, Tenno. Nezha's actually good, you just haven't tried him. Today, we're going to talk about SK8RBOi Nezha, a frame too cool for the Starchart. Zandy Pants, what do you mean? Well, I will explain. You see, Nezha here has a butt scoot passive. That's right. You don't even need to be in a mission to see it. Watch this. Scoot. Did I say butt scoots? I meant roller skates. Yep. Definitely roller skates. Nezha has reduced friction when in contact with the ground, which means that with the addition of some timely friction reduction mods... Alright, Tenno, let me teach you how to skate. What you're going to want to do is go into a mission by yourself with some nice terrain that you can use as your skate park, and start butt scooting. Start tapping control, and you will go flying forward at high speed. It is very difficult to stop yourself, but try doing about faces to tax your speed and allow you to move back and forth in less extreme ways. Now let's talk about the actual build, shall we? What are we going to do while we're skating all over the place? What do you mean we're too cool to use primary weapons? What do you mean we're too cool for the Starchart? Well, the Telos Boltace have all the answers you're looking for. Behold. This incredibly specialized Telos Boltace build has one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to proc Relentless Combination. So, this mod gives you an extra combo counter tick anytime that a slash proc inflicted by the melee weapon this mod is on ticks for damage. So, if you inflict one slash proc with this weapon, then you will get a tick of combo counter every time that slash damage over time effect ticks for damage. And the Telos Boltace have a special property. When you do a spin attack with them equipped as your main weapon, that is, you cannot do a quick attack spin attack to trigger this effect, you will create a wave of radial slash damage that guarantees a slash proc, even though the weapon is puncture focused. That's right, you get a guaranteed slash proc wave, and it scales with primed reach. Ooh baby, are you ready? Allow me to demonstrate. Behold. Here are some enemies, and I'm going to spin, and look at all those combo... Wait, it's not working. They're dying too fast. The reason that this build is too cool for the Starchart is because the Telos Boltace's slash wave is so powerful that it will kill the enemies that you are trying to inflict slash procs on before the slash proc can tick for damage. You heard me correctly. This build is so powerful that it does not work if you are not playing against high-level enemies. The enemies you're fighting need to be strong enough to survive the initial wave of slash damage that the Telos Boltace create, which means that they will then begin taking damage from the slash proc that it inflicts, which will then give you increased combo counter chance. Now, it doesn't work against low-level enemies because they die too quickly. What about against higher-level enemies, you ask? You fool! You know not what you've gotten yourself into. Once your combo counter is scaled up with Drifting Contact and Blood Rush, you will be able to slide attack directly into enemies to hit them with Maiming Strike. This 90% critical chance that you get on a slide attack scales with Blood Rush, meaning that at only a 2x combo counter, you have the potential to red crit with your slide attack, dealing a guaranteed double critical 3.8 times 3.8 more damage, which is pretty sweet. But at a 3x combo counter, which is easy to attain with a Relentless Combination ticking up your combo counter super fast, you could get double red crits, meaning you get 3.8 times 3.8 times 3.8 damage for insane one-shots, even on level 100 plus enemies. In fact, the only remotely difficult thing about playing this build is making sure that you can actually skate properly. Take your skating lessons, folks. Go into a mission alone and practice. Practice your butt scoots. Now, I've just finished telling you that you will be able to do sick one-shots, double red crit slide attacks on level 100 enemies to kill them. But how are you going to survive that high level of damage? Well, that's what the rest of the build is for. You see, we have equipped some glorious power strength, all the power strength, and then armor. Armor, you ask, but Nezha is so squishy. Nezha is so squishy, and we will be skating all over the place. What's up with the armor? Well, Nezha's Warding Halo ability scales with his power strength and armor to create a 5,000 damage absorption barrier. That's right, while you skate all over the map like a complete badass, double red critting level 100 enemies, you too can equip a Rhino skin. Do note that if you skate into a nullifier bubble, your warding halo will instantly go off, and you will die extremely fast unless you reapply it quickly. However, because you were able to skate so fast, you should be able to skate through the nullifier bubble, one-shot everything inside, and then quickly refresh your warding halo. Just be careful. The rest of Neza's abilities are comparatively useless in this build, but because they all cost comparatively little energy, you can still use some of them for little effects. Divine Spears can be used for crowd control in a pinch, but it is probably easier to just kill those enemies. Blazing Chakram can be used to teleport. If you throw it toward the direction you want to go and then reactivate the ability, you will teleport to it. And Firewalker can potentially remove status effects from your allies if you want to care about other people. But let's face it, you're too cool to do party support. Neza's passive is also too cool to explain what it does, which is why I started this video by explaining what it does. Now, for the twin elephants in the room, the twin Grakatas. Sometimes you will not have enough of a runway to skate into your enemies for a slide attack. And in those cases, you need sick SMGs to mess up any haters that thought that they could resist your epic skating build. The twin Grakatas have a really long reload time, so they're not a very good DPS weapon, but they're very good at assassinating single targets. They have extraordinarily high individual target damage and very good accuracy. They just take an incredibly long time to reload. But that doesn't matter much because you're going to be killing 99% of the enemies you run into with slide attacks. So let's take a look at these. I've chosen to make a hydraulic crosshairs build here. Twin Grakatas have very good crit chance, so definitely run your crit mods and grab your big damage mods as well, of course. But because they have such good accuracy, you definitely want to run hydraulic crosshairs. Aim for the head, get a little shot, and then spray out the rest of the magazine, and you will do crazy, crazy damage. If I boosted my Prime Pistol Gambit all the way up to maximum, if you have a maximum Prime Pistol Gambit, you will have a small chance to get red crits. And I really am serious, this build is too cool for a primary weapon. What would you even use? Just chill out, man. Just skate. Last but not least, we need to talk about Carrier Prime. So, because you are moving so fast with this build, and because you have so much forward momentum, it is absolutely necessary that you have a strong vacuum, because it is not just a hassle to pick up loot, as with normal frames, it is almost impossible because you will be skating past it so fast. So, Carrier Prime. Also, Twin Grakatas is a very, very powerful weapon, but it does run out of ammo quickly if you use it a lot, because it is so bullet wasty. So, Carrier Prime's ammo case will help you out there. To that end, we have taken a purely defensive Sentinel build. We know that our Sentinel will not have the chance to attack enemies, so there is no point in using a strong offensive Sentinel build. So, behold, Metal Fiber, Enhanced Vitality, and Calculated Redirection give us a delicious 1200 health, 300 armor, and 350 shields. Ooh, super tanky carrier. Animal Instinct is a fantastic mod, and you should put it on every Sentinel you can, because it gives you loot and map radar. Ammo case, as we discussed, and of course Vacuum, which should be at the top of your precept chain to make sure that your Sentinel is always doing it as often as possible. Ammo case should also be very high. I've chosen not to run Sanctuary here because it is so difficult for Nezha to revive people when he's skating past them really fast, and you have a very powerful defense measure of your own anyway, so not a big deal. I'm running Self-Destruct because I secretly kind of hate Carrier. But that doesn't mean the Carrier is bad. I can contain my feelings for the good of the build, and this is what is good for the build. Get out there and skate through sorties like a complete badass. Don't let anybody tell you that Nezha is not meta. Tell them SK8RBOi Nezha Zandypants sent you, and refer them back to this build, where I will set them straight, and you will be extolled as the herald of the new SK8RBOi meta in Warframe. See you next time, everyone.